Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Will Cinematics video. Today I'm going over all 2021 movies I'm excited for. Due to COVID, I'm sure some of these might get pushed to 2022, but anyways, let's get into it. So A Quiet Place 2 is scheduled to come out in April of 2020, and I'm super excited for it. I love Emily Blunt in this role, especially just in a horror movie. It's in this sequel to the ever so popular A Quiet Place. We get to see how it all started and how it's currently going. So I'm really curious as to where the monsters came from, so yeah, I'm really interested. Next on my list is Black Widow. So that's scheduled to come out in May of 2021, and I'm a huge Marvel fan, so I'm really happy we're getting some backstory to Black Widow. Her story has always been very vague, and to be honest, she doesn't get enough screen time in the Avengers films. So I'm really excited for this. Next is Cruella. So I'm just really interested as to what direction that movie's gonna go, because I feel like it could go really well or really poorly, very poorly. Based on the other Disney live action remakes, I'm starting to lose hope, because in my opinion, those are really not great. But I have some hope for this one because of Emma Stone. So Emma Stone was an interesting choice to play young Cruella, so I'm curious how she's gonna play the Disney villain. Just curious where she's gonna go with that. I think she's a strong enough actor to hold the movie to a higher threshold than maybe some of the other ones, because I think the other ones were lacking seasoned actors. Not saying the actors were bad or anything, that's why the Disney live actions were bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just I feel like Emma Stone could bring in, some sort of experience to the movie, if that makes sense. Next is Venom: Let There Be Carnage, scheduled for June. I love their first film, and I really want to see where they go with this sequel. I'd argue that Venom is definitely in my top 10, maybe even top 5 for Marvel movies. It's a little different because it's not MCU, but I still like it. I just really thought they did a great job with the first movie, and I didn't find many problems with it, at least from my memory. I've only seen it twice over, so I don't remember that well, but it's definitely a very good movie, and I'm really excited. Based on the title, I'm assuming Carnage is in the movie. Next is The Suicide Squad, which is scheduled to come out in about August of 2021. So the first movie had a lot of issues, minus Harley. But yeah, I hope they fix those issues they had in the first one, and hopefully they don't cut corners with fighting in the dark again, because that was honestly shameful. I just could not tell what was happening in any shot because of how dark it was. It was impossible to see. It was probably due to budget reasons, and the CGI got worse, so they had to cover it up. But Suicide Squad could have gone so well, and it just really tanked. The audience didn't like it, and critics didn't like it, and it just had a lot of issues, and it had a lot of cliches. I have to say that was my biggest issue with it. Last but not least is Candyman. I love Jordan Peele horror movies. I'm still thinking about the ideas presented in Us and Get Out. They're some of my favorite horror movies, so I'm so excited. And Candyman is such an interesting story that originates from black folklore. So I'm really excited to see where it's going. And Jordan loves writing race issues into his movies, so I'm interested about that. Yeah, and I feel like they could take Candyman in a very modern direction in a good way. And I really don't have any doubts for this movie, knowing that Jordan Peele is behind it. I don't know, I just think he's a perfect director, producer, editor, writer, you name it, because he's done all of it, really. That's it for today. Other movies I'm excited about, but not going to go into depth for, are Spider-Man 3, I'm very excited for that, West Side Story, Jungle Cruise, the new Space Jam, In the Heights, and more. As always, remember to like and subscribe, and comment, please comment, guys. I love getting comments from people.